Here are several versions of the dead bug. Job number one during the dead bug, keep your back flat to the ground. Your low back should never pop up. Here's an easy version with only my arms moving. If you can do 20 reps, you're ready to move up to the next version. This next version is a little more challenging as I alternate my legs forward and back, again, keeping my low back flat to the ground. If you can do 20 reps, it's time to add some difficulty. This next version is a little more challenging. It requires more focus and more coordination. You should move the limbs in sync smoothly together while keeping the low back flat at all times. Move the limbs only as far as you're able, so long as you can keep the low back flat. Try to move with perfect precision. Here I'm using rubber tubing to bring more tension to the abdomen. You can experiment with the thickness of the tubing as well as the distance you are from the anchor point, so you can change the tension in the tubing. Experiment with it and figure out what works best. As always, keep the low back on the ground. Here's a similar version holding a weight. You can change the amount of weight and you can change the position of the weight to make the exercise easier or more challenging. Hold the arms straight up and down for an easy exercise. Angle the arms further back for a more difficult version. Experiment, see what works. Keep your low back flat. Here's another way. Hold a dumbbell in each hand and alternate the opposite arm and opposite leg. Keep the low back flat. You can also add ankle weights. There are all kinds of ways to change up the dead bug and make it easier or more challenging. This video doesn't show every version. You can get as creative as you want to be, so long as you move well with precision and keep your low back on the ground. Finally, for the most difficult version, I'm moving both hands and both feet away from each other at the same time. You should not feel any pain whatsoever in your low back. If you do, it probably means your low back is popping up, you're not keeping your abs braced, or you're doing a version that is too difficult. Back off and do an easier version. The exercise should be challenging but doable.